Hi everybody. In this lesson, we're going to learn about long division. Let's take a look at the first example. 96 divided by 4. In this case, 96 is the dividend and 4 is the divisor. Long division is actually very simple. All you have to do is to split the problem into smaller parts or steps. And how do you decide what are the steps? By the size of the divisor, in this case 4. So 4 has only one digit. So you look for the answer in the dividend and you split it into numbers that each one of them is of one digit. So in this case, we'll start with the 4 and you do it step by step, digit by digit. So the first question is, how many times do I have to multiply 4 in order to get exactly 9 or something close to 9 or almost 9? So 4 times what is less than or equals 9? Let's estimate. 4 times 2 is 8, which is nice. Maybe it's our candidate or maybe not. Let's do 4 times 3. That's 12. That's greater than 9, so it's not good. Let's take it away and we'll use the 2. We place the 2 right above the first digit, the 9, the first digit of the dividend. And we take the 8 and place it below it and subtract it from the first digit of the dividend, the 9 in this case. And we get 1. Now 1 is smaller than 4, which is good. If you, after subtraction, get here a number which equals the divisor or even greater than that, then you know you have a problem. You made a mistake and you have to go back. In this case, we're good. 1 is smaller than 4. This is great. But we cannot divide 1 by 4. So we need to get help. Who can help us? That's right, the next digit. So we take it down, the 6 here, and we put it right next to the subtraction result that we got. And now we need to ask ourselves, which number that if I multiply it by 4 will give me 16 or almost 16? Well, we all know that 4 times 4 is 16. So it's great. We got the exact number that we wanted. Now we take this 4 and put it right above the second digit and subtract this number 16 from what we had here. And we get a 0. So 96 divided by 4 is 24. Let's check ourselves. 24 times 4 is 96. That's great. Let's check it with a calculator. 24 times 4 is 96. Divided by 4, you get 24. That's great. Let's move on to the next example. 318 divided by 6. 318 is the dividend and 6 is the divisor. In the beginning, I told you that we need to do it digit by digit. But in this case, if we try to find which number that if we multiply it by 6, we'll get 3, we'll never find it, right? Not a whole number, at least. So, in this case, we move on to the second digit and combine it with the first one. And in this case, what we have here is a new exercise, a new step that tells us that we need to find a number that if we multiply it by 6, we'll get 31 or almost 31. So 6 times 5 is 30, which is good. Maybe it's our candidate, maybe not. Let's see. 6 times 6 will increase the 5 by 1. That's 36. That's greater than 31. It's not good. We need 31 or almost 31. So take away this one and we'll use 6 times 5. That means 5 is our number. We place it right above the first digit. And we take the 30 here and put it right below the 31 and subtract it from it. And we get 1. 1 is smaller than 6. So we need to get help, and we get it from the next digit. We take it down, the 8 here, put it right next to the 1, and they become 18 together. And now we need to find 6 times what equals 18 or almost 18. Well, we'll do some kind of estimation, or just by memorizing that 6 times 3 is 18. This is great. We don't have to go on with this step. This is exactly what we wanted. So we take the 3 here and place it right above the second digit. And now we take this 18 here that we got and subtract it from what we have here. And we get a 0. There are no more digits to calculate. So this is our answer. 318 divided by 6 is 53. Let's check ourselves. 53 times 6 is 318. And let's check it with a calculator as well. 53 times 6 is 318. That's great. Let's move to the next example. 4,045 divided by 5. In this case, the first digit of the dividend, 4 here, is smaller than the divisor. So we need to take the first 2 digits and not just the first one. And now we need to look for the number that if we multiply it by 5, we'll get 40 or almost 40. That's 8, of course. So we'll take the 8, put it right above the first digit of the dividend, and we take the 40 that we got here and put it right below the first 2 digits of the dividend, and we subtract it and we get a 0. 0 is smaller than 5, obviously. So we need to get help. We take the next digit, the third one from the dividend, that's 4. But oops, it's still not good enough. 4 is smaller than 5. So if you take down a number from the dividend and put it here, and it's still not good enough for you, just like in this case, 4 is smaller than 5, so it's not good enough, then you place a 0 in the result and take down the next digit, 5. Now, the 5 joins the 4 and they become 45. Now you need to look for a number that if you multiply it by 5, you get 45 or almost 45. Well, we all know that 5 times 9 is 45. This is our exact number, so no need to go on with this. 9 goes straight above the third digit of the dividend, and the 45 that we got here will be subtracted from what we have here, and this is a 0. No more digits, so this is our result. 4,045 divided by 5 is 809. Let's check ourselves. That's great. And let's check ourselves with a calculator. 809 times 5 is 4,045. Divided by 5 is 809. Let's take a look at the next example. 6,323 divided by 8. Again, 8 is greater than 6, so we'll use the first 2 digits. And now look for a number that if we multiply it by 8, we'll get 63 or almost 63. Let's try 7, that's 56, 8 times 7. 8 times 8 is 64, it's greater than 63, so we'll not use this one, and we'll use the 7 here. Place the 7 right above the first digit of the dividend, and take the 56 from here, and put it right here, and subtract it from the first 2 digits of the dividend. And we get a 7. 7 is smaller than 8, so we need help. We get it from the next digit of the dividend, that's 2. The 2 joins the 7 and they become 72. And now we ask ourselves, 8 times what equals 72 or almost 72? Well, we all know that 8 times 9 is exactly 72, which is great. So we'll take, no need to move on, and we'll take the 9 and put it right above the second digit of the dividend, and take the 72 that we got here, while multiplying 8 and 9, and we subtract it from the 72 that we already have here, and you get a 0. Now 0 is smaller than 8, so we need to get help. We take the next digit, that's 3. But we have a problem. 3 is smaller than 8. So I told you in the beginning of this lesson that if you take down a number from the dividend and put it here, and it's still not good enough for you, you place a 0 here and take down the next digit, but there is no next digit. So in this case, what we have here is the remainder. That means that 6,323 cannot be divided by 8 evenly. So we have 790 and a remainder of 3. Let's check ourselves. 790 times 8 plus 3 is 6,323. Let's check it with a calculator as well. 790 times 8 plus 3 is 6,323, which is great. Exactly what we needed. And that's it. See you in the next lesson.